What I can tell you, January 6th was a dark day for our nation, and I will say, as a person who was targeted on that day, I'll never forget taking my jacket off, rolling my sleeves up, and finding a few pins to defend myself, presumably until I died. I hold the folks who broke into the Capitol with ill will in their hearts, destroying property, responsible for their actions. I don't hold the former president who didn't show up at the Capitol and threatened my life.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And if Tim Scott was Charlie Manson's lawyer, Manchin would have walked free. Tim Scott joins the long list of GOP presidential candidates that are giving Donald Trump a free pass for his involvement in the January 6th attack on our Capitol. And it is absolutely pathetic.
From my perspective, 99% of the folks who showed up at the Capitol were there to exercise their First Amendment rights. Those who broke into the Capitol, destroyed property, and then were willing to chase those of us in the Senate chambers, I hold them accountable.
Even though former President Trump, or President Trump at the time, tweeted, "Be there, will be wild." There's no level of culpability there?
I'm not saying there's no level of culpability. The question I'm answering is the one that I think is relevant, which is that who do I hold responsible for the actions on that day?
During an interview on Conversation with the Candidate, Tim Scott said that he held the people who stormed the Capitol, rubbed feces on the wall, beat and killed a police officer responsible for their actions, but he doesn't hold Donald Trump responsible for revving up the mutinous mobs because Trump didn't join the crowds and threaten his life personally. Just think about that for a moment. What planet does Tim Scott live on? He's holding the intruders responsible, but not the guy who sent them. We've all seen the violent mobs on TV breaking windows and vandalizing our nation's capital. All of the things that Trump sympathizers supposedly stand for, like, the police, the rule of law, democracy itself. We're under attack by a group of jackaloons that call themselves patriots. Patriots don't attack their own country. As Trump's brain-dead cult members have been jailed and are sitting in jail as we speak, Donald Trump has evaded justice to this point. He's been indicted and is facing hundreds of years of prison, but he and his band of idiots keep pushing the same narrative, downplaying his role in the attacks. Like Charlie Manson, Donald Trump did not physically participate in crimes, but he influenced his cult members into doing his bidding. Manson's followers, like many of Donald Trump's, have found themselves in prison. Unlike Charlie Manson, Donald Trump has not yet been brought to justice for his crimes, but the walls are closing in on the orange psychopath. This downplaying of Donald Trump's role in January 6th is a coordinated response by pathetic, spineless politicians to minimize a tangerine tyrant's role in the attacks. The truth is that Donald Trump is facing 45 more counts alone from Jack Smith's January 6th investigation. He's literally up a creek without a paddle. Everything that he spews is just oppositional defiance. He's going to jail and everyone knows it. The GOP candidates just don't have the gumption to speak their truth to their trite and a small-town Trump base. They're cowards. Donald Trump is just as guilty as Charlie Manson, and he should be in prison. Even though Donald Trump wasn't physically there, does not excuse him from being responsible for sending in the mob. Donald Trump is guilty, and he has to be held accountable. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.